made in my life that made everything exponentially easier. It made running my business easier. It made making money easier. It made being happy and having less stress and being fulfilled easier. On this graph, we have two different variables. We first have time, when things move to the right side, time goes on. And then we also have place, big strategical or tactical things in your business that you're able to do. Getting a client, or scaling, or hiring a team, or focusing on your niche, or doing market research, or writing a sales letter. What most people need to understand is they're looking at the game of business in a really, really small time frame. Their thinking goes, I have to get to XYZ goal in the next 30 days. Let's say that they are doing 3K a month with their agency and they want to be making 6K a month in 30 days. It limits what you are able to do because you are playing the game always on a 30-day time frame. And next month I'm going to do this. Next week I'm going to do this. Next week I need to sign a client. You're planning your activities and your inputs and measuring your success based on weekly and monthly goals. It always forces you to make short-term moves. Let's say here we have 1 month, here we have 6 months, here we have 12 months, here we have 2 years, and here we have 5 years. The more time you allow yourself to hit your goal, the more plays you're able to make. If you are trying to hit $10,000 a month and you give yourself 1 month, the options that you have to make that happen is really limited. Immediately you need to start doing cold outreach. You can't really spend that much time on market research. You can't really spend that much time on a VSL. If you don't have that many plays in your repertoire, if you don't have many options on how to make that happen, you're operating on a really, really limited way. The more time goes on, the more plays you are able to make. Like let's say we have John here. John wants to hit $5,000 a month in 30 days. And then we also have Mark here and wants to make $1 million in 5 years. Mark has a long-term goal and he's measuring his success on a longer time frame. And John has a short-term goal. So pretty much the difference between John and Mark here is the amount of different plays that they're able to make. John is very limited on what he can do. John needs to go in, immediately start selling, immediately start to do cold outreach. He needs to close every single prospect that he books a call with. And what Mark can do, he can really spend the first year honing his craft, testing different things and just becoming as good as possible. And John, he doesn't really have that option. He needs to get as much money as possible from every single client that he closes. Let's say John makes $100,000 or $200,000 and he's selling 5K deals, 3K deals, 2K deals. He's for sure making more money in the first year. But then when the first year ends and Mark has spent this whole year just becoming an expert on growing this specific type of company, he's gonna immediately fly by John. He's gonna go in there and he's gonna start selling 10, 20, 30K a month deals because it's just so much better. And he's gonna hit that million probably faster than 5 years just because he did that. When John is gonna cap out because he never took enough of time to learn of these fundamental things. The more time you give yourself, the more different moves you're able to make. You're able to collect your case studies, you're able to learn the niche, you're able to build this moat that is really hard to copy. Let's say that there's two people and they both are like, I want to build a building. Guy number one goes, I'm going to build a building. I just want to get my building up fast. They're going to build a 1-story house. They're going to build a small cabin. They'll quickly build some foundations that support the 1-story house. He's going to build the walls, the roof, the floor, and in a year, he's going to have a 1-story house. And then the other guy, he's going to also think, yeah, I want to also build a building, but I want to build a huge building. I want to build the biggest building ever. I want to build the Burj Khalifa. What he's going to do for the first 2-3 years is he's going to be building just the foundation. And he's going to be spending like 2 years building these huge foundations. But then when he has built these huge foundations, and the other guy has been like, I already living in my house, you're just building the foundation still after 2 years. It took me 2 months to build my foundations. But then when the foundations are finally finished, the other guy can go 200 stories up and build the tallest residential building in the world. This doesn't mean that you shouldn't have short-term goals. You of course should. What you really need to keep in mind, it doesn't really matter what happens next month. It doesn't really matter what happens in the next 6 months. The amount of revenue I generate in the next month doesn't really have an effect. As long as I'm doing things that are going to contribute to my 5-year goal or a 10-year goal, those are the big impactful things that are going to last and that are going to change your life. It's really rare that you're going to build something super crazy in a month, but you will build something super crazy in 10 years. So as long as you're always moving towards the 10-year goal, and you're making the best possible moves to hit the 10-year goal, you're going to achieve big impactful stuff. And the next time you're thinking, oh, this week was bad or this month was bad, we didn't hit the goal. Like, yeah, it sucks. You didn't hit your goal. It's annoying. But as long as you made the moves that are necessary to hit your 10-year goal or 5-year goal, you're doing all right. Other people around you might be making more money, but it doesn't matter what they're doing right now. What matters is what they're doing in 5 years. That's when you're actually build big businesses and achieve great stuff. This is extremely important for you to realize because it made a huge impact in my life. I was able to really start thinking about like, how can we get the best possible customer experience? We need to update the product. It's going to take a crazy amount of time and money, but on a 5-year timeline, it's going to have a big impact. It has helped me tremendously to make better decisions, do better work, build a better moat, and really contribute to my 5-year goals and 10-year goals. And that's what I really want.